health maintenance. More thoughts. So, I'm wearing this to give myself some cervical traction. I was thinking before, right, improving your posture. I'm trying to work on the muscles in my back, so it's just more natural for me to have a better posture, but not like I was a ballet dancer or anything in the past. Plus, I had horrible posture. And I never joined the military, blah, 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 right? Is it too late to try to develop better posture? Or a more recent example, apparently I have pain in my leg. And so I saw a sports medicine doctor and she says I have a bad gait. I asked her if I should fix my gait and she said, well, sort of hard to do that. It's really complicated, with your knees and your hips. I think basically she was saying that, you've had this gait wrong for decades. Fixing it is really difficult. Just work on other stuff. Better use of your time, right? I appreciate her good intentions, but I think one important thing is whether or not you choose to get old is a daily choice. What I mean by that is, I remember a nurse telling me about working in nursing homes. So I don't know if you know this, but in America, many foreign nurses first work in a nursing home when they come to US. That's where the jobs are, or rather, that's where they get their visa, blah, blah, blah. And one nurse was telling me that it's actually not so bad. As in, I thought all the patients there were bedbound, they'd lie in their, excrement for hours because there's not enough staffing, blah, blah, blah. They're never functional. That's why you're in a nursing home, right? He says some of them actually are okay. They're the old men who are really slow, but they insist, no, don't help me. I'm going to go to the sink and wash my face and brush my teeth by myself. And it takes them 20 minutes, but they insist on doing it themselves, not having help. And I think that's an interesting thing about health maintenance. We have battles all the time, whether we just say, accept it and say, okay, this part of me doesn't work, right? It takes a lot of energy to fight things, surprisingly, right? Like I know somebody else who injured her fingers and now she can't feel very well. And guess what? She sort of just says, oh, well, that's it. I was like, did you see a hand surgeon? She's like, no, I just went to urgent care. They just sort of washed and that's it. And to me, I'm thinking, why would you give up so easily? And I think on the one hand, it's good when you get older, you just accept things in life more easily, right? You're not so feisty as you were when you were young, fighting every little thing, because you realize a lot of things don't matter. Like getting my steak done properly and my eggs fried the way I wanted them, right? Just let it go. And I think that's good, but I do wonder if that's taken too extreme for the health aspect. Because a lot of stuff you could actually work on and actually maintain your same level of function. You don't have to accept that you're just going to be worse off. I don't know if you know this, but athletes are treated differently from people like you or me. When they have issues like with a tendon rupture or, this or that, they often get them surgically fixed. Why? Because they need it. See, I learned that when you have Popeye's bulge, you get this bicep tendon rupture. A lot of people have it when they're older, and the doctor says, oh, well, that's okay. You'll manage. And they manage, and the idea is that they're not going to do a lot of lifting with this, right? But if you're a pro athlete, 100% guaranteed they'll be fixing that first thing in the morning, or maybe right now. Because you're going to need that to perform to the best of your ability. And I think that's the issue with getting older, whether you accept all these little things, right? Because once you accept this little thing, then that little thing is sort of a slippery slope. You say, yeah, my leg doesn't work. It hurts. Doctor said I could just keep off of it. That's fine. I guess I'll keep off of it. If you keep off your leg, then you're going to move less, and then now you're going to start having more issues with the rest of your body. Like, yeah, it's pretty hard getting out of the chair. Requires a lot of muscles here, right? So just stay in a chair for most of the day. And then instead of a chair next time, you'll be in bed. These hospital beds, you can push a button, reclines the head, that's good enough for me. But you just keep going in downhill decline. And that's why you gotta fight these things. And that's why I'm gonna ask. I have a cousin who's a physical therapy professor, what I could do about my leg. Can I relearn a gait? Yes, I can. Is it hard? I don't think anybody says it's easy. But did anybody ever say getting older is easy? Right? We want to get older. We don't want to, we have to. But I want to get older and still maintain my functionality, my ability to do things. And given my family, my dad's, in his 70s, still hiking regularly. Grandpa lived to 100-ish. Even a few years ago when he was past 100, he was in Vietnam for my wedding. Flew all the way across there. And then I, made a mistake, a minor detail, but I booked this really cool homestay called Treehouse. And then you arrive, you're like, oh, I forgot to ask him. What story is this on? It was on a third story, but he climbed 3 stories up, this, 102-year-old man. And he kept on moving. And it's not easy, but if he did it, he was going to be able to do it still in the future. And that's why learning all these new things, retraining my gait, doing some exercise or starting to exercise to improve my calf, these are things that I am willing to do and I'm going to do because I need to maintain my functionality. It's not about health maintenance. It's about maintaining your youthfulness, you want to put it that way, your vigor, your ability to still do stuff. Today, next year, the year after that. It's about fighting each and every little battle. And it seems tiring, but you realize what you're up against. Of course it's tiring. You're up against this thing called aging. That's been always there. But more and more older people are doing more and more things, right? A lady at the age of 64 swam without a shark cage all the way from Florida to Cuba. Took her like 50-something hours. But she made it. She felt like giving up when she was 59, hitting 60, because no 6-year-old had ever done this before. She's already crossed the line. But she kept on going. Can we actually get better with age? Maybe. I think for most people, they've already given that up. But I think it's a high possibility because I'm talking about maintaining youthfulness. And that's worth fighting every little battle for.